Hello, beautiful souls. I'm here today to bring through the Elohim, so a channeled message from the Elohim. And as usual, I will put some light language at the end. And for anyone who's joining, who's new to my channel, the light language it may sound very strange, but it's an ancient language that your cellular structure knows and remembers. And the light language bypasses the mind so that it can impact the cells without our mental influence of what's happening. And it clears the past, it clears neural pathways that are so structured in the past that it's hard for us to change and move in a new direction. So as the light language comes through, it's actually releasing those patterns from your cellular structure, from your DNA, from your neural pathways, and allowing new light to come in. Light is the essence and creation of all life, and so it's allowing new ways of being to come in. So it's very powerful, and I offer it at the end of the channeling. And I also just want to remind you, or if you're here for the first time, I'm the author of this book, Conversations with a Tree, and it's self-explanatory. One day I found myself sitting at the base of a tree and knowing beyond any doubt that she wanted me to be her scribe and share her messages with the world. And that's what this book is about. And I also included meditations on how to connect with the trees and information on how to connect, scientific information on how beneficial it is for us to be in the forest. It's actually better than a lot of medications, scientifically shown, than when you spend 20 minutes in nature in the forest with the trees. So powerful information there. And I'm also the author of this book, it's hard to see with the light, The Spiritual Seeker's Guide to Happiness, which is 350 pages of essays that were channeled from the Council of Nine that are beautiful words of encouragement, and each one of these books carries the loving essence of the guides that come through, just like my channeling does when I channel live. So I will put links to those below if you find that you have extra time and you'd like to read these books. A lot of people are buying them now to share with loved ones because we all have so much time on our hands. And I also wanted to just mention before I start the channeling that in a session this week, the guides brought up that the world is so quiet now that we have time to hear ourselves. And what they were saying is that, especially for those of us who are sensitive and are always kind of tuning into the collective, that we never really have the chance to just be ourselves and know ourselves or hear our own voice in a sense. That now, as the world is more quiet, it's actually allowing us that time to have a better knowing of who we are. And I'm getting messages coming in for me in many different ways that it's really time for us to be who we are, to fully know who we are. So instead of being someone who dresses to meet the latest fashion or is always thinking of ourselves in the way that others perceive us, it's to find out who we truly are, because we came here to be a gift in the world in our uniqueness, but so many of us are focused on, from the way we were raised in our childhood, on meeting the needs of others and structuring ourselves so that we can fit in and be accepted, that in a great sense we've lost that knowingness of who we are and the beauty that we bring into the world, and the safety of really being authentic to ourselves. And this is really important as we're going through this time, to come back to our sovereignty. I believe it's a part of what we're going through, that even as we are less dependent on the workplace, we can come back more to being sovereign in ourselves. We're discovering that more and more can be done online, which perhaps is giving a lot of people new ideas about how they can offer their work in the world. I've been offering my work online since 2013, so for me it's really not a shift. And I know that I am just as connected to someone working with them over a Zoom call as I am having them sitting with me in person. I very seldom work with people in person, and that connection is the same. And I think we're learning that through this experience of the coronavirus and this isolation that we're going through. There are many, many gifts in this for sure. And the fact that governments around the world, here in Canada, there's more and more information coming out about the government actually supporting people in this crisis. It's creating a whole new way of being in the world. It's a beautiful gift, and so I hope you can see that gift as you're in this experience and take the time to tune into yourself and come home to yourself and really know who you are. It's vital in our movement forward and what we will uniquely be offering to the world. So I'll bring through the Elohim now and just see what they want to contribute. And also I would invite you, if you have any questions around the coronavirus and how that's impacting you in your life, that you would like me to channel answers to, I'd be happy to do that. I'm here to support us as we go through this transition and these incredible times that we're in, and I'm happy to receive questions, and my next video I'll channel in answer to those questions. In time, I'm going to do a live Q&A so people can come on the call and ask questions about what's happening and get better insight, but my internet connection where I'm living right now in the forest is not always reliable, so I'm going to wait until I have a better internet connection, which I think will probably be coming in May. So I'll start doing some live calls then so people can be right there and bringing in their questions. So for now, as I said, we'll call upon the Elohim to be here and see what they offer us this day. And so it is, dear ones. It is our great joy and delight to be before you as always. And to you, beloveds, we say, to each one of you who ever listens to this call, of course you are in magnificent times of change. And the way that this time impacts you is very dependent on the sovereignty that you have found within yourself. And by sovereignty, we mean that you are no longer tossed about by the world, that you know who you are, you decide within yourself what events mean to you. You come to this place of great internal stillness that cannot be so easily thrown out of balance by what happens in the world. This is the way forward, beloveds. This is what happens when you move into the higher frequency, when you have cleared away enough of the debris of the past that covers up your light, that you have cleared away enough of the 3D existence that you lived in for so long to find your way back home, we would say, this place of sovereignty, where you know strongly within yourself that you are a part of the creator of all that is, and therefore you trust the divine flow of life. You trust every experience to be leading you into something better. You trust that whatever that experience looks like for you, that it is in perfect divine order for your growth and your movement forward into the light. We would like to tell you that this channel, is in such peace, such contentment, such gratitude, because she has spent years working on the pain and suffering that she experienced in the world, to move through that, to release the belief systems that made her think that she was unsupported, alone, to work through the many fears that she carried. For we want you to know, beloveds, There was a time when she carried great fear and also very little care for herself. But because of her years of dedication to working on the internal self, because she came to know that that was the only way that her life would change, now in this time of chaos and great turmoil, she has found great inner peace. And it is the same that we want for you, beloveds. And it is why she can be a channel to offer these messages to you, because she has done the work herself. And so we want you to know that wherever you are finding challenge in your life, that is showing you where you must look inside and ask what it is within you that is creating this challenge. What belief system, what thought pattern, what fears are you carrying that are creating this experience for you? For we want you to know that life is always showing you on the outside who you are on the inside. Everything in your life experiences are created from your internal navigation system. And if you are in stormy seas, then there is work to do, beloveds. No one's going to do it for you. And with all this talk of ascension, ascension is coming back to this place of internal peace. It is rising up in energy. It's not floating off the planet, but it's increasing your vibration, increasing your frequency. And the reason that you are going through this experience now is because not enough of humanity was doing that willingly. And so you had to be forced and nudged into isolation, which even now, are you going to take this opportunity to look inside? Are you going to take this time where the world is so quiet, where you can hear your own voice, to find out what that voice is? It's vitally important, beloveds. This is the greatest opportunity that you've ever had, to come back home to yourself, when everyone on this whole planet, who would ever have imagined that this would even be possible, that the whole world is shut down. Even India, all the people there are shut down. They have to stay home. And so, beloveds, we want you to know that you have responsibility here. Many people don't want to hear that, but we feel it would be a disservice not to tell you that, because then you would not know what a grand opportunity this is, and you would not know the importance of doing your inner healing work, so that you may rise above this, literally and figuratively. Figuratively rising into the higher frequencies, literally coming out the other side of this, knowing the great gift that has been given to humanity, the great opportunity for stillness. What this really means, dear one, is that if there is any suffering in your life, the suffering is not because of the external events that are happening. The suffering is in the mind. Suffering is only in the mind. Even people who live on the streets can do so without suffering if they are in a place of accepting whatever happens. This one recently lived 9 months without a car, 7 kilometers from the nearest bus stop, in the woods, because she knew it was an opportunity to go into retreat, to shift the experiences that led her to that circumstance. And she went through an absolute rebirth. She even grieved the old self that was dying away. In the moment she knew she was grieving, she didn't know what she was grieving. On the other side of it, she realized she was rebirthed. And in the process of being born, she was grieving what was being left behind, because it was a persona that she connected to, that she knew for all her life. And yet she was ready and willing to let it go, because she also knew that she has come here to be the radiant light that she brought with her. And that this situation that many may consider hardship, in the acceptance of it, she allowed herself to be rebirthed. In being in that experience, in peace and grace, turned what could be suffering to many into opportunity for her. And this is what we are talking about, beloveds. This is what is required if you want to move into this ascension, if you want to garner the opportunity that this stillness in the world is creating for you. And so, dear ones, we will leave it there for you to know another message that this one is receiving is that it's time for humanity as a whole to grow up, to become mature, to take responsibility as one race of humanity for the evolution of your species and for the health of this planet. It's time to grow up and take responsibility for your evolution. You are in the midst of it. Do you want to miss this opportunity? It's why you came. It is the reason that you came in this incarnation, is for this now moment that you are in. And so, beloveds, call upon us, the Elohim, the Ascended Masters, the angels, the guides, whoever you connect with. Call upon us to lovingly support you and guide you. Ask for the grace to know the way. Ask to be led to those who can support you. State your intention to become all that you've meant to be. Get in touch with the internal self. Know the belief systems, the programs, the thought forms that are creating your experience. Follow the mind. Learn who you are. Where do your thoughts go when they're spinning out of control? Get to know your thoughts so that you can know what's going on within you and find your way to move through your limitations. We love you so. And we offer our loving grace through this message. And so it is. And so it is. I never know what's coming through, but that was really a beautiful message for us, and a very important message, I think, for us all to hear and know, that it is time for us to take responsibility for our growth, for our evolution, for this movement into ascension, for this time of growth for us all. And so I will call upon the ancient ones now to bring through light language to support this message that has come through from the Elohim, and my deepest thanks to the Elohim for being here. Okay. Uchki atwa I achkni I ma'a. Ulakli I ichkna atwa e miktka atwa I. Utka ichkna atma I alawa e ichkna atwa ikna atwa e I. Umichka atwa ikna atwa e ola nchkna. Imaktaka atwa iknai otikla achk. Yakla ichkna atma I alawa a inaya mo chikna atwa e ikna. Mikalawaha each kanai. Otik taka atwa e ila. Inawanana ima ina niya ina nanana maktaki iya la la lula imanana ina na chikaniya wa ina niya imana ila la ina miu hianana each kana atwa e ikala atwa ikanai o each kana miktaka atwa e ikanai o Mikalawaha, each kana atwa e kana tik tik Hiona atwa e anai o chi taka atwa e o takai. Yatwa ina mia lawa e each kai. Yatma no iktiki a e lawa achkane e. Imataka o ina makaya ko anaktawa e. A kochina miktaka atwa. Ikalawaha ana. Makachiwa e inaktiki e. Ikotiki e a lawa. Amalawa a takaya ko kana. Kokana alawa at each kanai o tiktaka atwa e kana. Ukachiwa e kanai o tika a. O tika a alawa. So I saw them clearing some programming in the mind, but anchoring in this place of great stillness, just anchoring in the stillness so that we can come back and know who we are. It's in the stillness that we can find that. We don't find it in the chaos. We don't find it when our lives are busy and we're running so much that we're running from ourselves. We find it in the stillness. And so by anchoring in that stillness, we then have the opportunity to truly come home to ourselves and know who we are. So I encourage you to give yourself some time to do this, just some time to sit and be. You don't even have to search, you just have to be in stillness, stare out the window, and it will come to you. I'm getting this sense that it's not even an effort when we can just come to that place of being quiet, and it just happens on its own. But we have to allow the flow of life to move through us. We have to stop moving so much that the flow can't catch us. In the stillness, life can just flow through us, and it can really be very easy. So I'll leave you with that. My dear friends, thank you so much for being with me. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And remember, if you have any questions, I really love to answer your questions with the guides, whoever comes through next video, probably on Thursday, to speak through me. I'd love to have your answers to your questions to bring through the answers too. So sending lots of love, be well, be kind to yourself, and generous to others. So much love to you.